I think it's very important that I highlight something um, that I don't know if many other people want to highlight. Yang did fantastic. I think denying that Yang did fantastic um, is silly. I think it's actually self destructive. And the reason why is because we need to understand why I think Yang did good. Yang had a very simple message: put the power back in the hands of the people. We can debate whether or not we agree with his foreign policy because I don't agree with his stance on Israel. I don't like how he fear mongers for Russiagate. Um, but I think that his message during the debates was undoubtedly well received. I got a lot of cheers. He was very focused. He managed to tie black issues, quoted MLK, brought it back to UBI. Medicare for all and all that good stuff, which he does support, by the way. I have to give credit to Mike Figueredo for pushing him left on Medicare for all in his interview with him. I do have to give him credit there. So he does support Medicare for all, but he even brought that back to UBI. And I can't play the clips because CNN has been killing us for playing any of the clips from the debate that night. But the moral of the story is, even Yang's closing statement was top three. Really, I would say top two. It was between him and Tulsi, really. And you could even say, even though that Tulsi had the best exchange of the night, that Yang probably had the best closing statement. So I'm leaning a little bit towards him for the best closing statement. They both brought it back to their message, but I just feel like Yang was so prepared for 4 or 5 moments specifically because he saw what he dealt with last time that he just came with the heat. So I feel like I know Yang Gang hasn't been getting a lot of love from a lot of the progressive media lately. I'm not going to lie, because I still have my reservations about Yang. I'm not going to lie to you about that. I still have my reservations with the way that with the type of UBI he wants, through the VAT tax, how he seems to want to neglect the role corporations play in influencing our government and how easily they can corrupt. And they even have a way in influencing our income tax. And I think that he's naive when it comes to the way he interacts with some of the other politicians in the Democratic Party. I get all that, but we can't take away the fact that he already has 130,000 donations. He already hit that. We can't take away from the fact that he's already qualified 3 out of 4 polls, and he's probably going to qualify on the 4th poll after this weekend or after that evening. It should let everybody know that Americans don't want promises. Bank accounts are empty, dog. I don't know. Bank accounts are empty. I don't know how else to put it. Most Americans can't afford a $1,000 emergency. Most Americans don't have unless they got a significant other that already had a vehicle. A lot of Americans don't have 2 cars, which means we have to decide between taking somebody to work or driving. That's why you think that Lyft and all these companies have become so successful. It's because people don't have money to do anything else. Everything else is getting too expensive. Having 2 cars is too expensive. Electric vehicles are too expensive. Gas is too expensive. So what Yang is doing is getting down to the basics. It's about putting food on the table. I mean, if you want to break it down in this most simplistic level, it's about putting food on the table. What allows us to put food on the table more than anything else? Money in our pockets. And Yang was able to communicate that. I feel like in the last debate, he came off a little bit angry, a little frustrated. His mic was turned off. Can you blame him? But this debate, he was himself. He had fun with it. He didn't I think he realized man, what am I taking this so seriously for? Clearly, most of the other candidates aren't taking it seriously. But I was a long shot candidate. I'm here now. He's a serious candidate now. We can't pretend like he's not, man. Do you understand something? I think it's something that people have to think about. Yang is Asian. He's Asian that does math. He's made it perfectly clear. Do you know how big the Asian voter bloc is for the Democratic Party? And how they generally vote for the most popular establishment candidate? Yang is taking an entire voting bloc away from the Kamalas, the Bidens, and the Harrises of the world, the Pete Buttigiegs. He is a threat to the Democratic establishment in that regard. But also, it's positive for him. Because if he can get the entire Asian voter bloc, one of the wealthiest voter blocs in the country, then he'll be around for a long time. And we can critique him all we want to, but I don't think that Yang is a bad guy. I think he can be naive, but I don't think he's a bad guy. I think that he has a good idea. Whether we agree on how he implements it is kind of inconsequential, because we know once we get later on down the line and we start weeding out candidates and policies, we'll get into the details and we can debate that. And Yang has been known to evolve on the way he implements things. He went from blocking out Social Security. At first UBI wouldn't stack on Social Security or disability. Now it will. First he was for a public option, not Medicare for all. Now he's for Medicare for all. And he understands why. And he said at first the reason he wasn't for Medicare for all was mostly because he didn't think it could get passed. But he understands now that you have to operate from a superior position in negotiation. You shoot for the stars, you land on the moon. So got to give him credit there. Mad respect for Yang. You did a good job, and that can't be denied. So I just had to show some love to the Yang gang. Y'all gonna be there. Y'all gonna be at the third debate, man. I know y'all got kind of screwed over by that last poll, but I have confidence that you all are going to definitely be at the third debate for sure. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get all of our notifications if you like that episode of Mikasa Sukasa. You can also help continue to grow our show by donating to our Patreon and helping us hit our goal of 500 patrons. But remember, more than anything else, find your balance. Peace.